Breen from VVH-TV, and today we are at the Golden Eagle Art Store in East Hampton, New York, and we are talking with a local artist, Zoe Pennebaker.
Hello. Nice to be back with my WVVH station here. I love it. I haven't been back in a long time, so it's good to be back on air.
Zoe is...
Hi, Greg.
Zoe's a former reporter for VVH, so she's the tables are turned on her today.
Yes.
She's going to be the interviewee, and I'm the interviewer. So
I'm the talent.
You're the talent. Anyway, so we thought maybe we'd start today just by asking Zoe a few questions about her paintings, and then we're going to view some of the paintings inside the art store today. So let's just start by saying
that we love the Golden Eagle. First of all, I just want to get that out there.
We do love
Buy
the
all
Golden
my
Eagle.
supplies here. We love it. And thank you so much for having my paintings here and letting me come and do this. So this is really fun.
Excellent. So Zoe, tell us a little bit about your painting. You're a relative newcomer to the field.
New on the scene.
New on the scene. How long have you been on the scene?
Today's my first day.
First day. And she painted all this in her first day.
I'm quick. I'm very quick. Let's see, how long have I been on the scene? A couple years now. I started painting. I also had two children, so two boys. One is 2 and one is 8 months, so finding the time can be hard. And I applaud all mothers who try to find time to do their creative endeavors, because you definitely have to work in that time. But I started when I already had children, and they paint too with me sometimes and not. And you know, I paint quickly. That's what I can say. I paint really quickly, and I have to paint quickly. And you know, I use acrylic painting because, you know, oil I think takes a lot longer, so acrylic helps me, and there's amazing colors now in acrylic paint, so I'm really lucky. I can find vibrant colors, and acrylic dries in I think like an hour or something, and you know, you just fight for your time, and I love each painting I paint. I love doing it. I love the process. So I always look forward to painting another painting. I'm always excited.
What inspires you with each of your paintings that you paint?
I think color is one of them. I love color. Obviously, you can see with my paintings. And a lot of times when I'm working, I don't really plan what I'm going to paint. I try sometimes to plan. I'm like, oh, I love what I see something. I'm like, I love that. I want to paint it. And I go to paint it on the canvas, and it turns out to a completely different painting. So I can't plan them, but color keeps me working. I have all my colors laid out, and I just kind of move from color to color, and I think, okay, this color is going to work, and I'm going to just do brush strokes. And then, you know, you'll always have the option of just going completely black if the colors don't work together. So as you can see in some of my paintings, they're black. So and you can always cover up your paintings. If it doesn't work out right, you just cover it up and you just rework it, or you know, and it adds to the texture of it, I think, some of the paintings. A lot of my paintings are paintings that I've painted and then repainted and then repainted and revisited. One of my paintings is called Revisited because I revisited so many times. But, you know, you can do that with paintings, so that's why it's so much fun. You just cover it up and nobody knows.
What artists have inspired you? And
you know, I live down the street from Jackson Pollock's and the Pollock-Krasner house and de Kooning's house, so I think I've definitely looked at their paintings in the past. My husband and I go to museums, and we like to look at, you know, modern painters. And but honestly, I really have to say that I was involved in a show this last fall called Bonic Tonic, and it was at Ashewell Hall, and I was so inspired by all the painters. I think the local painters inspire me. People who have to fight to get time to paint, people who have to work waitress for hours to get money to paint, to do canvases. That love of painting and creativity, that inspired me. I find when I go to the film festivals, I'm inspired too. It's being around people that are creative, and that whole creativity just swirling around. That's inspirational to me. So I have to say, when I see local artists here, young artists trying to make it, that is really, and they're unjaded, and you know, they're raw, and I think that is really inspirational to me.
What would you say how do you describe the style of your painting?
I would say abstract. I mean.
Right.
I think it's great to be abstract because nobody knows what you're trying to create. You know?
Right.
Whatever you make is what it is.
Sure.
So that's fun, and also leaves something to the viewer. Like when you're looking at the painting, they can say, you know, my mom will be like, oh, you know, that's Louse Point, isn't it? And I'll be like, you know, maybe it is Louse Point. You know, I mean, I'm inspired. Something else that inspires me is the beauty all around us. When I go walk at Louse Point with that sunset, I tell you, it just takes my breath away every single time I go there. I'm never sorry that I go down to Louse Point. I'm never sorry I go down to Girard Drive. I'm never sorry I go out and watch a sunset or witness the beauty that's all around us. And I think that inspires me as well. So I think that I'm taking things in,
Right.
you know, like I'm seeing a sunset and maybe I'll paint something and it'll kind of come out subconsciously. But my paintings, I'd say, abstract, and you know, they're just raw emotions, and I just get out there and I just get that brush and I'm just so excited. It's like I haven't even set up my studio yet. I have this tiny little barn that's my studio and I haven't even set it up because every time I have time to paint, I just want to get out there and paint. Like I don't like organize it, no way. So my paints are all over the place. They're in bags and my paintbrushes are all crazy, and a lot of them are old and used, but they provide texture for my paintings, which is cool. But, you know, I'm so excited to get in there and paint. And it's like no matter how many I paint, I'm always excited for the next one.
We're going to let Zoe show some of her work now that's here in the Golden Eagle.
Up close and personal.
Up close and personal in the Golden Eagle Art Store. So I'm just going to hand the mic to Zoe. She's going to talk about some of her paintings and give a little description and how she kind of came about to paint it. So here you go, Zoe.
Okay, wow. Well, you know, this one's kind of really interesting because it has a lot of texture and it's got some of that black that I was kind of talking about. I got really into using my fingers at some point. I think sometimes you get into doing a technique and you kind of work it, and then you're done with it. It's really funny, and then you're onto something new. But this painting is actually supposed to be on its side, spun around. But anyway, it was a very light painting and light pastels, and I just wasn't happy with it. And so you know, I just decided to add some black to it, and it came out into this. And then I decided to use my fingers, and which brings me to another painting, which I went kind of crazy with the fingers on this one. But this was an old painting, and I was reworking it, and it was just one of those moments where I just went crazy and just started using my hands in it. So I have a couple paintings that I use my hands. It was really fun. It was really fun to kind of get into that without a paintbrush, to get into that. And then I splattered paint on it, which was kind of fun. So this is really texturized. This one here, I used oil crayon underneath the paint, so that was really fun. I came in to the Golden Eagle, and you know, they're always so helpful with like, have you tried this, or you want to try this? And so we decided to I would try an oil crayon, and that's what came with this, and through it, it comes through the acrylic paint, so it's kind of fun. And I just did a circle. I don't know how I got that circle the way it is, but it came out. It was great. I'd love to talk about some of these over here. These were really fun. This one really belongs to my husband because he loves it. It's his favorite, and I love it too. This was one of the first paintings I used a gel with to extend your paint, which was interesting. I came into the paint store and they're like, Zoe, what kind of mediums do you use? And I was like, mediums? What does that mean? So I have to say that the Golden Eagle, they're my teachers here. Then so they showed me where the gel was, and it makes your paints, extends your paints, and it made this kind of really beautiful bright sheen on it, which was fun. And then this one, I used a really thick gel, which you can kind of see, I don't know, in the camera. You know what I found also? I found working 2 paintings at a time really helps because there's no pressure on one. If I have 2, I can always just kind of move from painting to painting, and if one doesn't work out, I know I have the other one. And for some reason, that makes both paintings work out. This painting is my mom's favorite. I think my husband and my mom might fight over this one, but I love it. This is definitely one of my first paintings, and it's inspired, you know, it's by the beauty that's all around me out here. Kind of, my husband said, oh, you know, it reminds me of the dunes, and I'm like, yeah, you know, this is kind of dune-like. So, you know, the sky and just nature's beauty. This inspired me. So these 2 paintings are kind of like, I guess they're kind of in the theme, but I did want to say one thing about these paintings. Both of these paintings, and it's funny that they hung them on top of each other, I painted them, and upon completion of these paintings, I knew I had seen them before. It was as if I dreamt them. So I guess paintings do sometimes come from your subconscious. But yeah, I just worked it and worked it. It was on a Sunday, a rainy Sunday, this one, and I just worked it and worked it and worked it, and I guess it has that rainy feeling. And until I found it, you know, and then I just had to stop. And then I did some splatter. I was really into the splattering. And this one too, I did use my fingers on this one and splattering and lots of colors. This was a fun one. I really had fun doing this one, as you can probably tell. This one I keep in my bedroom. I enjoy this one, the colors. This one I love. I can't say that my mother shares that view, but this is one of those I worked and worked and worked, and I used the acrylic crayon underneath and the hunter green crayon you can see underneath it. But you know, and then I really got into the texture. I happened to have old brushes, and they were stiff, so I just kind of used that into the painting. And I love black. I think it gives it that great depth, and I tried to have the little bit of color still showing. So there's some colors, but underneath this, I mean, it's a white canvas. This is a white canvas, so this is one of my faves. This one actually has a name. It's called Dreaming of You, and I couldn't get this painting, and I couldn't get this painting, and I was working on it inside, and I went outside and just started whipping it around, and it finally took shape. And there's just something so exciting about that when you're working a painting, and literally you cannot stop until you finish it. Like, I wish I could stop, but I can't. And suddenly it just forms, and just as easily you can lose a painting like that. You know, you can work it too much and you lose it. So this was really, really a fun one for me. It's called Dreaming of You. One thing I want to say is that before I painted, the way I got started was somebody just said, you know, just go to Golden Eagle and get a canvas. It was that light, and get some paints and just paint. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go and I'm going to get some paints and paint. And so I came to Golden Eagle, and these are the paints I use, golden, and I said I used acrylic just because I have children, and obviously a lot of people like oil, but I think you can get really vibrant colors from acrylics, and there's so many beautiful colors too. I mean, it's really fun. It's really fun getting to know the colors and integrating new ones into your work. So that's fun. But I have to recommend everyone just, you know, get in touch with their creative side, whether it's like sprinkling, sprinkling stuff on a piece of paper with kids, or using crayons, or you know, finger painting with them. Just have fun, or like get serious and paint some stuff for you. You never know. You never know there's an artist inside. I really want to talk about these because these were some of my first paintings, just where I was putting paint on canvas and having fun, and so these really mean a lot to me. And you know, you just try new things. I just did this, and I kind of came away going, who is going to even look at this? And actually, these are two of some of my friends' favorites, so it's fun that these were my first. And then this one was really fun. I used kind of 3 blocks of color, and then just worked in these different colors. So it was fun. It was fun to experiment with. I found red and this teal color, which was really fun when I found it, and I used it a lot in a lot of my paintings. You'll see. This one here is my Pollock inspired piece. I used a splattering, which I did with some of my other paintings up front, but I enjoyed this one because I used some of the early ideas I had, which was kind of putting these 3 colors, and then I used my fingers in it, which was a thought I had and had worked with a lot of paintings, and then I splattered, and I got really excited with the splattering, as you can see, but I think it came out kind of cool. I like that one. This one, as you can see, is definitely inspired by the beauty of nature that we have around us here. Long walks on the beach, I'm sure, inspired this one. But this was really fun to create because I had to, sometimes in painting you take a chance. And I think that this one taught me to take a chance. Sometimes you take it and you're, oh, why did I take that chance? But a lot of times I take a chance and it turns out pretty well. I took a chance in using kind of spiky lines in this, and I think it really helped this painting. This one was fun because it taught me that I really don't know I have no perspective on what people are going to like and don't like, because I took this painting and I reworked it probably 100 times. I reworked it, and I didn't like it, so I decided to go with this kind of circle, which I've done in a couple paintings I got into for a while. And then I decided to go splattering over it, and I thought, you know, who is going to like this painting? And I kind of hid it for a long time somewhere, and suddenly I think somebody saw it and they said, you know what, this is one of my favorite paintings of yours. And I brought it out, and more people liked it. So, you know, it's funny, you just don't have any kind of, you don't know which ones people are going to like and not like. It's fun. That's the fun part. These are fun because when I first started painting, I guess I started with small, but I really very quickly went to large. My husband said, you should be painting large paintings, and so very quickly I moved on to large paintings, and I love it. And I hadn't gone back to small, so I decided, I might revisit some of these paintings and try this small scale again. And you have to kind of step back and change your brushes and change your perspective when you're doing small. So it was fun for me to come back and do small ones after having done large ones. This one I actually did have hiding in my painting shed, and somebody convinced me to bring it in and make it one of the paintings that I brought to the Golden Eagle. But I reworked it and reworked it and reworked it, and this again has kind of that whole theme of circles, and I really got into that whole circle, I guess, like, just that it's kind of fun to kind of bring painters in, and the colors. But I mean, there is so much paint on this painting. It was reworked a lot of different kind of paintings, but I think it's fun. It makes me happy, so when I look at it.
I want to thank Zoe for showing her paintings to us today and that excellent tour she gave us.
Well, thank you for, coming down here and interviewing me.
Well, we appreciate it, and Zoe obviously paints from the heart and soul, and you've got some beautiful paintings, and I am not just taken with the paintings, but taken with the painter herself. Anyway, but Zoe, keep it up, and good luck with all your paintings in the future. And I think you've got a few things to say as well.
Well, I just wanted to, thank Golden Eagle for doing this. That they provide their wall space to artists, different artists. They showcase each month, and it was so sweet that they just talked to me and they were like, "Zoe, you should do it. You should do it." I was like, "No, no, no." And every time I came in, they said I should do it, and I did it. And I just want to thank them for letting me do that and showcasing young artists out here. It's such a wonderful, wonderful thing for them to do, and a wonderful way for everyone to see people's work, because you can't always get in a gallery. And I also want to say that there's some great classes here that you can take and all summer for children, for adults. You can work on your own work in some classes. So the number here is 324-0603, the Golden Eagle, and it's on Gingerbread Lane. So you can't forget that. I'm sure everybody knows the Golden Eagle. And I just want to thank Nancy too. So Nancy actually owns the Golden Eagle, and I want to thank you all for everything that you do for artists. So thank you.